Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Bravado Hotring Hellfire, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. That's right, will it off-road is back. I think I said in the last one, episode number 206, that we were going to wait until this and the Brigham had been released, but I don't know, I just kind of missed will it off-road. So here we are, and I figured we'll just pair this with some other car that we've never tested, and then we'll do the same thing with the Brigham. So, we get 2 extra cars. So if there's something you really want to see with the Brigham, leave it in the comments down below. Let me know all about it, though I've got a short list of stuff already. I figured since we're doing 2 Bravados today, we'll do 2 Albanese. I don't think the Alpha has ever been tested. That car that everybody forgets exists. Yeah, the Alpha. But this is kind of a special little off-road. Just 7 videos ago, we were celebrating 200 episodes. Well, this is our 400th vehicle ever. And you might be asking yourself, well, wait a minute. 207, you do 2 cars per video. Shouldn't you be at 414? Well, good question. And you're quite observant. We got the hiker. She said a naughty word. But yeah, there's been a handful of videos. Ooh, this car was such a challenge to go up the mountain. But there's been a handful of videos where we only had 1 vehicle in the entire video. Tends to be stuff that was really slow, like the bus and the dump. And I think the fire truck may have been a standalone video. I could be wrong about that. But I know the dash hound, I'm pretty sure it was the only vehicle in that video. The dozer might have been a solo vehicle video as well, but there's been a handful, and that's why we have the numbers don't seem to quite add up. And if you want to go through and watch all 207 Will It Off-Roads to tell me how many videos there were with just 1 vehicle, you can do that. I know I could probably just do the math, but there were some videos with 3, so it's not that easy. But that means I have driven up and down this mountain at least 800 times because we have to take it back up for the damage descent. You don't normally see that in the public videos. That's cut out just so you don't have to watch me drive it up twice. But yeah, every video represents 2 times up the mountain. So yeah, at least 800 times I've driven up the mountain. And by the end of this video, 802. And I'm sure there's probably an extra 100, 150 just goofing off, practicing. There's a couple cars that we recorded, never ever featured. But you can see all that cut footage, by the way, as well as hear our Discord conversation in the behind-the-scenes video or version of Will It Off-Road. It is an ad-free, slightly less edited version of Will It Off-Road that is only available to channel supporters. I post it in the supporters channel on the Vainglorious Discord. And if you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or make a Patreon pledge and have the respective service linked to your Discord profile, you get access to that channel. You can also subscribe on the Vainglorious Discord server as well to get access. So we're up 2 minutes, 58, almost 59 seconds. Will it off-road? Boom. Yeah, it will. It'll do fine. Everybody's always messing with Hobo's Avenger. J-Bose wasn't here. It was just Donkey and Hobo with me. We had a smaller turnout than normal. We also recorded on a different day than normal. We normally record on Sunday afternoons, and we will be recording the week that this was recorded on a Sunday. Okay, everybody's just in my way. Everybody's rusty on Will It Off-Road. Like, I practiced with this car a couple times up the mountain just so I wouldn't be rusty. But Donkey knows he's supposed to wait. I know he knows that. He's supposed to wait like 3 behind me. Because now I'm slowing down a lot for him, and we're not getting a 100% accurate picture. If it was for the ascent, we would have started over. But he'll get out of the way soon enough because he'll make a mistake. Yeah, see? There you go. Not a problem. He has a weird horn on there. I totally forget what I was saying. So we will go to the stats. A little bit of poo came out on that one. Out of 400 vehicles that have been tested, this is 169th. I really thought he was just going to send me off that mountain. So 169. I know it's 169, but 69's in there, so it gets the nice, right? Yeah. Nice. It is 0.13 seconds slower than the Riata, an off-road vehicle. And 0.12 seconds faster than the Bravado Gauntlet Classic. So, at least the family's all up there around the same time. The Hikers down and went flying. In terms of sports cars, 78 tested as of this vehicle, and it is 54th. Sorry if the audio just went a little bit weird there for a second. It is 0.38 seconds slower than a 770. I thought I was going to go off here as well. And 0.82 seconds faster than a GB200. In terms of San Andreas Mercenaries, we've tested 9 vehicles. I know there's 10 out if you count both inductors, but I'm only going to test one inductor because they're the same. No point doing both. So out of the 9 that we've tested, it is 8th, which is not a good look for something that's supposed to be a race car as I ping pong back and forth between there. It is 1.7 seconds slower than the Vapid Clique wagon. Ooh, that is embarrassing for the car, not for me. And then it is 1 minute 47.08 seconds faster than the inductor bike that we mentioned just a moment ago. So, not a good showing. Then again, it is a race car on a mountain, off-road traction loss, all that stuff. But we are down 2 minutes 48 seconds. I was kind of turned to the side, but it looks like, looking at the dots on the mini-map, nobody made the jump anyway. There must have been the car parked there. So we're back at the top of Mount Chiliad. I have one level because I had a hiker. Hikers are not allowed. NPCs are not allowed on our mountain. The Vainglorious owns this mountain. I've said it many, many times. This is our mountain. We own it. It's just undisputed in GTA lore. All players are given complete free use of the mountain. Just complimentary, courtesy of the Vainglorious, but it's our mountain. And we don't want NPCs on it. So it's their fault if they get hit. It's reclaiming the entire mountain. This thing, though, was not pleasant. I kind of liked driving it. I actually recorded the video to do, like, hey, here's the new car customizations. With the week that it came out, it didn't really work with the schedule. It was just no day to really release it. And I didn't want to wait until it had been out, like, a week when there is going to be a gap in my schedule. So I just deleted the footage, and that was that. So I've only driven it twice, and if we do it in the races, if the Brigham winds up being faster than this, we'll race it. And that'll be the second time I drive it, and probably the last. This will probably be the last time I drive it. It's just, I don't know, forgettable car. It'll be one of those things that, if GTA Online's still around 2 years from now, I'll go in my Eclipse garage and be like, oh, I own that. Look at that. There it is. And then forget all about it again. Hi, Hobo. Hobo and I have many coming togethers. Yeah, that's not how the second one was, it right? Anyways, we're down 1 minute 29 seconds. Let's take a look at the damage. Most of the windows are gone. The hood and the left door are missing. And the right door won't close. And that's it, because it's a newer car. There is no damage model because Rockstar doesn't allow the developers to have that much time for each car. They were going to park on the roof. That's why Donkey's way back over there. I don't know why they abandoned that idea, but they did. But there's our support vehicles, front and back shots. And that's going to bring us to our next vehicle, the Bravado Banshee, an OG from 2013. And you know what? I'm glad they added deliveries to it. I had a Banshee, and it was always just sitting there, never bothered upgrading it. It had just sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there. And then when they added deliveries, I finally upgraded my Banshee. I bought it the same day that I turned my original Banshee into a 900R. I'm like, well, I still need a Banshee. And yeah, I think we even got new spoilers for the Banshee, didn't we? It seems like there was some extra bits of the deliveries. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't really keep up with GTA Online that much anymore. Will It Off-Road's about all we do. Every once in a while, some racing. If a cool new game mode gets added, we'll do it. And that's about it. Because Rockstar has just, I don't know, they've just been part of Take-Two Interactive for far too long, and It's not the developers who build the game. It's not the artists who make all the assets and the cars. It's not the sound engineers who make it all come together and be believable. It's none of the people who actually make the game. It's not their fault. It's somewhere in middle management that, and the pressure coming down from the very, very top about just nickel and diming that current user spending to get as much money out of a user as possible. And the thing is, in GTA, you know, there's some games that are very successful and people just keep coming back. And I know GTA still has a strong player base, but when you can get me, someone who has been a die-hard fan of the series since GTA 3, and stood in line for GTA 5. Matter of fact, it came out a year ago to the day I'm recording this voiceover. I got off work. Actually, I left early because I usually work till 1 a.m. and I left at 9:30. I was a supervisor. What are you going to do? Stop me? I left work early, went to GameStop, got in line. I was like the 5th person in line, and I lived like 2 blocks from GameStop. I was playing GTA 5 like at 12:05 a.m. the night it came out. And I took the next several days off, and I finished it in like 4 days. No joke. I mean, and I have 6,000 hours in the game. Most of that's in online, over 6,000 hours. And I'm not even going to pre-order GTA 6 once it comes up for pre-order. I'm just not. I'm not confident the story will be anything good. I think it'll just be generic AAA game because most of the key people who have made GTA wonderful over the years are no longer there. Granted, some of them, turns out, we don't really want there. But, and Rockstar is going to, once again, that they've been infected with that corporate greed, and it's, the online component's going to suck from day one. It just is. It's going to be just a blatant cash grab, and I want no part of it, which is sad. Makes me very, very sad. But I do love the Banshee, and it's up. 2 minutes, 43 seconds. So, will it off-road? Yeah, does fine. Does absolutely fine. Did what? 15 seconds, 15 and a half seconds faster than the race car we just did? Yeah. Oh, the Valeria, or the Valalala. Such a good car. One of those that people tend to forget about. But it's a unique look. I think it's a good looking car. I like how Donkey has his done up. Looks pretty fantastic. Yep. Once again, driving into Hobo's car. So, Banshee's performance out of 401 vehicles now that we have tested, it is 76. So, yeah, I forgot the Banshee doesn't have the best brakes and grip. And then, unfortunately, I could not get it to get back on its wheels. Even when I did finally on the wheels, I hit another rock and went right back on my roof. And now I'm on a really steep bit of mountain. And the Banshee isn't known for just massive amounts of grip. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not really good either. So I am being very ginger with the throttle here. And not a ginger. I mean, look it up. Dictionary.com. Very gingerly applying the throttle. And it climbed right back up doing that. So, not too bad that I hit the fence and nearly fell back down. But anyway, so it's 76 out of 401 vehicles. It is 0.4 of a second slower than the Albany Alpha that I mentioned earlier in the video. And it is 0.05, so 0.05 of a second faster than a Granger. So, coupe and a massive truck. In terms of sports cars, out of the 79 sports cars that we've tested, it's 23rd. So very good showing there. Exact same split to the Alpha, because the Alpha's in sports. And it is 0.37, so basically 0.4 of a second faster than a Jugular. It's interesting how with 400 vehicles, that sub 3 minute mark out of 401 vehicles, I've got the spreadsheet open here on my other monitor if I can find where my mouse is. There are almost half, 174 vehicles that have made it under the 3 minute mark. So there's a lot of very, very close times, like, you know, tenths of a second. Very rarely will one car be separated by more than a couple tenths from the car before and after it, which is kind of impressive. Actually, no, yeah, 174. I'm looking at the wrong tab. That's still correct, I believe. Could be more. 176. My apologies. 176. The overflow in the EMT came in at 259.59. And I know that's not 0.99. It's because of the last bit that you see there that goes really fast. That's frames. Oh, hey, Hobo. Didn't even. I was not even paying attention to the minimap. So he just came out of nowhere. So I'm like, oh, I'm down here. I'm just going to finish. But yeah, that second one's frames. So to get the tenths of a second, you just take however many frames it was divided by 60. It's that simple. But on the spreadsheet, it lists the frames because that's what you see in the video. But what I reference in my voiceover is time, not frames. We are down 3 minutes, 6 seconds. We had a rough controlled descent on this one. But we'll take it back to the top of Mount Chiliad. And since this is an older vehicle, it does have a fully fleshed out damage model for the car, which is great. I know that, again, I don't blame the devs, the people who model the cars, the artists, none of that. It's not their fault. They're given a certain amount of time and a certain budget to create new vehicles for GTA, and I guarantee you somewhere along the way, some accountant somewhere who probably thinks video games make people become deviants somehow, but yet works for a video game company. But some accountant somewhere was like, oh, we can save the company, X millions of dollars per year in payroll if we eliminate them spending the amount of time on damage models. Guarantee you that's what happened. I'd love for somebody from Rockstar to see this video and be like, yep, that's exactly what happened. Man, I got some air on that one. It's rare that I bounce over the railroad tracks. Like, it's happened maybe 5 times ever. So, that's definitely a rarity. I am going to make an attempt for the woodpile on this one. I think the Banshee's got it in it. I really, really do. I think the Banshee has... Yeah, we're bouncing around a lot down here in the bumpy, muddy bits, but I think it has just enough of the right combination of elements that I can get the speed and hold it together and get over the part I needed. Almost cleared the woodpile. Landed on top of it, and you know what? This is where we end, so this is fine. This is fine. We're down 1 minute 29, almost 30 seconds. And Hobo got his truck stuck. All the windows and most of the lights are missing. The hood and the right door are missing. The left door trunk won't close. There is pretty significant body damage. I know the words and the text on the screen are blocking a lot of it there in the back, but even there on the front you can see some. And the wheels are slightly bent. There are the support vehicles from our front shot. Hobo, your truck is surprisingly unscathed except for that broken window. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the 207th episode of Will It Off-Road. There are a bajillion things to watch on YouTube, and you chose to spend your time with me, and that means a lot. So thank you very much. We'll be back in a month with more Will It Off-Road. In the meantime, you can check out next week. We will have Bruffy's Big Lap Fred. I'll be recording that, provided I can get in and not have my client crash. And then we also have some human fall flat videos that have been going live for community videos. So check all of that out as well. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.